Most people don't change until life forces them to. They wait until the relationship is over. They wait until the money is gone and until their health collapses. But what do successful people do? Let me tell you. The people who create lasting success, peace, freedom, and everything that's good in this world, they change and transform before the pain actually comes. They prepare for it. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to train yourself and how to do the same thing. Okay. I want you to be able to reap the fruits of life before they have to kick you in the butt. So stick with me because if you master this, you'll never have to hit rock bottom again in order to turn your life around. That's the whole goal. And maybe if you are at rock bottom right now, I'll show you how to transform it. In a moment, I'm going to share with you a very powerful story that's going to help you turn your life around. So let me share with you something that I think is truthful. Pain is guaranteed. Pain is inevitable. And at some point, you'll face it. Maybe you already have. But the question is, will you prepare for it or will you wait for it to destroy you? Most people only move when they're desperate. They only build discipline when their body's breaking down or when they're completely broke or when they're heartbroken, right? They only start caring about their money after everything's all gone. They got nothing left. That's the crazy part. And many other things. And they only treat people better after the relationship explodes and the person or significant other or friend is gone. But imagine this. What if you could train yourself to change, to transform before all of this happens, before crisis comes? What if you didn't need pain to be your teacher? What if you moved because of vision, goals, and purpose? Not because life forced you and forced you to, roll up that out in your hand. Because later in this video, I'll give you my 5-part system that I personally use to make sure I never ignore the warning signs in order to get to a crisis. Let's stay away from that. So, I want you to imagine this for a second, okay? I want you to imagine that you're driving your car and suddenly the check engine light, right, flicks on, turns on, check engine. And for most people, it's a hassle. They think it's probably nothing. I'll handle it later. But here's the thing, guys, that light isn't there for decoration, it's a warning, it's a sign, a signal that something is off. Now, let's imagine two drivers in the scenario. The first driver ignores the lights. Okay, the weeks go by, months go by, the car starts making noises, starts smoking, performance gets worse, and they keep putting it off and off until one day, boom, the car breaks down on the highway, on your way to somewhere that's important. And now they're stuck with thousands of dollars in repairs because they didn't want to fix it the first time. And they're also late for work or wherever they needed to go. Now, driver number two, the light flicks on. And of course, it's an inconvenient as it is for everybody. It costs a little bit of money to get it fixed, but they take the car in regardless. They get the oil change or whatever adjustments that they need. And it's because of this habit or this discipline, their car works consistently for the years to come. I want you to understand that your life is the same way. Stress, fatigue, procrastination, that inner voice telling you that something's off, those are your check light engines. Do you have one on right now? Maybe that's why you're watching this video. Don't ignore them, or life will literally force you to stop and look at them. And the cost is going to cost you way higher than you can imagine, okay? Versus if you just actually took care of it right away. But here's the crazy part. Most of us are trained to ignore those lights, to look away. And let me just quickly share with you why. The top 3 reasons why people rather wait for pain. The first thing is actually pain, comfort, addiction, just comfort addiction. And it's because we all brace ease, okay? The easy stuff, the whispers, you're fine, stay here, but comfort is a deception. It lulls you into sleep while your spirit starves. That's not what you want. Think of the person who skips the workout, telling themselves, I'll start when I feel ready. I'll start tomorrow. I'll start on a Monday. They don't notice that every skip day weakens not just the body, but the will. It rusts your will like metal in salt water, right? Comfort is the slowest poison. It doesn't burn, right? It doesn't burn like pain, but instead it numbs. And an alchemist's job is to transmute that false comfort into fuel for growth. The second thing why people, wait for pain is because of short-term blindness. We live for the highs, the hits of nows, another scroll, another drink, another purchase, another partner. It feels good in the moment, but it collects debt that you eventually have to pay in your future. Listen to that again. Okay. Overspending isn't just financial, it's spiritual. You trade tomorrow's peace for today's distractions. And what you got to understand is that spiritually, short term blindness is forgetting that you are here for legacy, not just momentary relief. Okay. The higher version of you is waiting. Like you have to understand that the longer you keep them away, the farther they will go away. And and they're being suffocated under the weight of your, just one more time excuse. An alchemist sees beyond the surface pleasures. They work for the long term gratification versus the short term one. Okay, you guys gotta understand that is your key to freedom. And the third piece why people wait for pain is because of false confidence. This is the deadliest one. The lie of, later. Later I'll heal. Later I'll start. Later I'll commit. But later never arrives because later is built on the ego's illusion of control. And in reality, every delay erodes trust with yourself. And that's the worst trust you want to break. Because think of the relationship where it cracks down early and it shows all the cracks early. Disrespect, distance, resentment. But someone says, it's fine, we'll fix it later. Or we'll go to therapy later. Or we'll fix the problem later. And by the time they look up and they check it out, the bond is gone. False confidence is the shadow self convincing you that you're invincible, that someday something is going to be fixed or someone's going to come save you, when in fact, you're drifting. True confidence is humble enough to act now, even on the small things, because the small things is what creates the big things, right? So, why do people wait for pain? You do not want that. That is going to hold you back so hard and they're caged up as freedom. And as long as you live inside them, you'll always need pain to wake you up. But don't wait for that, guys. And here's the truth, okay? You were never meant to live asleep. Listen to that again. You were never meant to live asleep. You were meant to evolve before the fire ever touches you. Don't wait until God or life has to kick you in the butt. And in a moment, I'll show you the exact system I use to catch all the warning signs before they grow into disasters. People love to say that pain is the best teacher, but I don't agree, okay? I don't agree. Pain is not just your teacher, it's also your punishment. Preparation is your teacher. Vision and purpose and meaning is your teacher. How many times have you changed right when life forces you to? How many times have you got a project done right before the deadline? That's the difference between surviving and thriving. And I want everybody watching this to thrive. So now I'm going to help you train yourself on actually how to change and transform before pain, genuine life threatening pain, actually shows up. Okay. So let's be real. You already know the signs. The tight chest when you wake up in the morning, dreading work or dreading something. The way you procrastinate, even on simple stuff like doing the dishes, doing the chores, the drained feeling you keep ignoring, those are your check engine lights. Do not ignore these anymore. If you keep brushing them off, you're in for a lot of pain because they don't just go away, they grow exponentially. So here's what I do, okay? I write them down. Simple. I keep a little note. I jot the signals that I notice. I have to make a list of them, whether it's stress, low energy, negative patterns, habits, because once it's on paper, I can't lie to myself anymore. It's right in my face. Okay, at least that works for me. Give it a shot. And that's how you start catching things before they actually turn into a catastrophe, into catastrophic pain. Another thing you can do is actually create non-negotiable checkups. And you got to think about it. Like if you don't, I mean, you don't wait until your car's engine explodes, right? When the lights come on, you know you got to get that oil change or whatever you need to adjust. You take it in regularly, consistently, and this principle goes the same for your life. The point isn't to be perfect here, by the way, guys. The point is to have a rhythm that keeps you on track. One of my favorite quotes is better to be good consistently than great occasionally. So just pick a day, any day of the week to stop and ask yourself, where am I drifting? Am I drifting? And am I aligned with who I want to be? That's it. Doesn't need to be overcomplicated. And that's one pause to save you from a lifetime of burnouts and breakdowns. Another thing that you can do is choose vision over pain. Vision is going to help you go really, really far here because most people only act when life kicks them in the butt. But that's not you. Let's not go down that path. Okay. You're here because you want to act differently, to be someone different, right? To be someone better. And instead of waiting to be pushed by pain, you know, decide to be pulled by your vision instead. And you got to ask yourself, what do I actually want my health to look like? My relationships, my money, my finances. Think about the areas that you want to improve in right now. That's collective debt. Keep those visions close. Write them. Post them on your wall, on the mirror, wherever you're going to see it the most. Remind yourself every day when you do. And because, you're going to start moving because of where you're going. And it's not because of what you're just running from. We need you to actually go towards a goal. And when you're reminded of that, it's going to help you a lot. The other thing you can do is build micro disciplines that actually compound. And you have to understand that transformation isn't just about huge leaps. It's about all the small things that actually stick with, okay? That you actually stick with. Like 5 minutes of stillness, that's gonna help a lot. A 30-minute walk, one honest check-in with yourself a week, like whatever works for you. Like it doesn't have to be too flashy, but those little acts stack up and build real strength over time. That's what compounds. And you guys want to know the secret? Every time you follow through on one of those small promises, you prove to yourself that you can trust yourself. The body keeps track of everything. That's what builds unshakable confidence. Another thing that can help is designing your environment to protect you. Willpower is overrated, okay? If your environment is set up against you, it's only a matter of time before you slip up. So build an environment that actually makes or that helps you make the right choice. Cut out the toxic influences. Put reminders of your vision where you'll see them all the time. Like I was saying earlier, build routines and surroundings that actually support you, the version that you want to be, and the future and the life that you actually want to achieve. And here's another big truth for this: the people you look at that we look at daily that you call discipline aren't just relying on grit. They've designed their environment consciously, intentionally, so that temptations barely touch them. Their kitchens don't carry Doritos, don't carry, all the junk food that actually brings them down. Okay. Their workspace is not, unorganized with distractions that can actually take their focus away. And their circle of friends actually encourage them to do good things instead of, encourage them to do bad habits. Discipline is easier when your environment is prime for it. So make sure you have a good place, a good environment that promotes all this. And when you do that, you're not fighting uphill. You're flowing with the currents that you actually design. And it'll take you exactly where you design the flows to take you. I hope that makes sense. And some of you might be like, hey, but Quan, I'm already in pain. Of course, that's what this video is for. Because the pain that you feel right now, that's your wake up call. Okay? Maybe you're already here. Maybe that's why you click on this video. And it's proof that you're alive and you're ready to shift, hopefully. And don't see it as punishment. See it as permission. Pain is just energy, and you can literally channel it by starting today. So you might ask me, how do you start? First, after you finish watching this video, pause it at the end and write down exactly where the pain is hitting you. Like really feel it. Where is the pain hitting you? Is it your health? Is it your wealth, like your finances? Is it your relationships? Maybe it's all of it. Maybe it's also your sense of purpose. Name it. Write it all down. Then choose one small action that directly moves you in the opposite direction. So that way it pushes you towards where you need to be. If it's health, maybe it's a 20-minute walk you need to add every day. If it's money, maybe it's you tracking your finances and how you're spending your money, how you're investing your money. If it's relationships, maybe it's, sending that overdue message of honesty, things that you've been meaning to say, but you've been scared to say. Do something today. No matter how big or small, just do something. Prove to yourself that this pain was not wasted. Otherwise, this pain will continue to collect debt. Eventually, you got to pay it. And the moment you act, even in a small way, you begin to alchemize the pain, transmuting the pain. That's what alchemist is, right? Turning lead into gold. And you have to decide right now that this is the last time, or one of the few last times that you ever have to experience before you actually move. And some of you could also say, but Quan, I don't know if I have the discipline. Oh my God. I'm going to nail this in again. Okay. Like, listen, nobody starts with discipline. Okay. Nobody has unshakable discipline right when they come out the womb. Discipline isn't something that you magically have, it's something you train like a muscle. Okay. It acts like a muscle. And the way you train it is by starting small. The reverse can also happen. The less you train it, the weaker it becomes. It's about building, the routine that's going to work for you. And it doesn't have to be perfect in the beginning. Just one tiny action that you can repeat daily that, that's going to change everything. Whether if it's for your health, staying hydrated by drinking an extra cup of water in the morning, making your bed, writing down one line of something that you're grateful for in the morning to put you in the right mood. These micro habits seem small, but they're like the oil changes that I was talking about. They keep you moving and prevent burnouts, breakdowns, and catastrophes later on. And the more you stack these wins and the more trust, you build with yourself, the more discipline grows, the more this identity grows naturally. That's what I want it for you. I mean, that's how I want it for you naturally. So don't wait until you feel disciplined. Start with one small promise a day and keep it for the rest of the week. And once you feel like it's so natural to you, then you build the next one and the next one and the next one. And that is how you catch the momentum. All right. So, like, here's the reality check. Some of you watching this video right now literally will nod, you agree, and you still won't do anything. And months from now, you'll face the consequences. I hope that won't be you, because some of you will actually take what I'm saying serious. Some of you will actually remember this moment and actually do something about it. So please lean on this side. Don't be the first person I just talked about. Okay? Because when you act now on the spot, and you start fixing all the engine lights that actually come up in your car, I promise you'll be able to run that vehicle for a very, very, very long time. You have a great body, you have a great relationships, and great finances. And this is going to help you avoid all the burnouts and actually help you thrive. And the choice is yours. So let me ask you now, which driver will you be? Driver number one, who ignores all the check engine lights, or driver number two, who gets a job done right away? Instant implementation. And before we close, let me quickly summarize all the 5 parts again so that way you guys have it fresh in your mind. Okay? I wanted to stick with you. So, number 1 is spotting the warning signs early. Don't ignore the signals that your body and spirit are sending you. Number 2, create non-negotiable checkups. Set a rhythm so you catch problems while they're still small. Don't wait until it snowballs into something that you can't handle. Number 3, choose vision over pain. Okay. Let your future pull you instead of waiting for pain to push you. So much easier that way, I promise. And the next one is build micro disciplines that compounds over time. Stack the small wins and they will create unstoppable, unshakable confidence. Also momentum. And the other thing is design your environment to protect you. Set up your space, and your circle of influence. So that way discipline becomes automatic. It's just something that's automatic between you, your friends, and your world. And keep these 5 in front of you. Okay. Like you'll never need pain to be your only motivator again, because inspiration is so much easier than desperation. Don't wait for pain. Don't wait for life to force you into change. Start now. Even one small step today is enough to prove to yourself that you're capable and that you're actually moving forward. Start today. And honestly, guys, if this video spoke to you, you really liked it, remember hit the like button and hit the subscribe because I drop videos on the strategies and things every single week. I'm just blabbling on right now, but like I want everybody to stay on track. Okay. And if any of you want to work deeper with me one-on-one, you can check the link in the description there. But other than that, I want you guys to remember that now is your moment. Don't wait. Dive in deeper. And listen, life is taken like this. Time waits for no man or woman. And maybe you're here because you've been waiting so long already. So the real question is, do you want to waste any more time? Or are you ready to actually start making the most of your time? Anyways, that's all I want to say. Um, Comment down below which part you like the most that you feel like you're going to utilize. And let me know what you're currently trying to work on. And I'll comment back and see how I can provide any value to you in the comment section below. So anyways, I'm out of here. I'll see you guys in the next one. And remember, love is always the answer.